Given that the first and the first term of a GP are 6 and 162, find the sum of the first three terms of the words of the progression. This is a geometric progression. Now, if we want to solve this straightforwardly, all we need to do is to write out the whole parameters that are given to us. Now, the first time we are given that the first term is equal to what? 6. Now, we are talking about the fourth term, which is T4, will be equal to AR n minus 1, which is equal to AR 4 minus 1, which is equal to AR raised to power 3. They say it is equal to 160 what? 162. Now, if we take this as our equation 1, and we take this straight as our equation 2, now we can find out that we already have our A to be equal to 6. Now, if we substitute our A to be equal to 6, A equal to 6 into what? Into equation 2. If we substitute this into equation 2, we're going to have our AR raised to power 3 to be equal to 160 what? 162. Now that will give us 6 times what? R raised to power 3. That will be equal to 160 what? 2. Now let's look at this. Divide both sides by 6. If we divide here by 6, we are going to have 6 divided by 6 here will give us this. Then the final value we are going to have here is what? R raised to power 3 will be equal to 2 here will give us 3. 2 in 16 will give us 8. Then 2 here will give us 1. 3 here will give us 1. 3 in 8 will give us 3 in 8 will give us 3 in 8 will give us 2, remainder 2, remainder 6, remainder 2. 21 divided by 3 will give us 7. So this will give us what? 7. Now let's go ahead and then put in this 21 here. We'll substitute this here. We are going to have our R raised to power 3 to be equal to what? We are having our R raised to power 3 to be equal to that. So to clear this cube root, all we need to do is to cube root what? We are going to cube root both sides. So if we cube root both sides, what are we going to have? We're going to have the cube root of what? R raised to power 3 equal to what? The cube root of what? 27. Now this will cut this. Our R now will now be equal to the cube root of 27 will give us what? 3. So that is the value of R. Now having gotten the value of R to be 3, and we have gotten our A to be equal to 6, the question says you should find the sum of the first 3 terms of the series. Now the sum of the first 3 terms of this series. Remember, we are given the fourth time and the what? The first time. Now we have been given that our A, the first term, is equal to what? 6. Now the second term, which is T2, will be equal to AR n minus 1, which is equal to AR 2 minus 1. That will be equal to what? AR. So if you simplify this, you're going to have 6 times 3, and that will be equal to 6 times 3 will give us 18. Now that is that. Now let's go ahead and now look for the third term. The third term, which is T raised to power 3, will now be AR n minus 1, which is the general formula, equal to what? AR 3 minus 1, which is equal to AR what? Square. So this will give us what? 6 times what? 3 what? Square. 6 times 3 square will give us what? 6 times 3 square, that will give us 6 times 3 square will give us what? 9. So 6 times 9 will give us what? 6 times 2. 6 times 2 will give us 18. 6 times 2 will give us another 18. And 6 times 2 will give us another 18. This plus this is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. This will give you 3 plus 1. That will give you 54. So this will give us what? 54. Remember, you are doing this because in JAMB, you will not be required to use your calculator. And now our T4 now is equal to, normally we've gotten our T4. Our T4, they say, is what? 160 from the main question. Now remember, they say you should find the sum of the first 3 terms. Now the sum of the first 3 terms is the sum of what? T1 plus what? Plus T2 plus what? Plus T3. So that will give us our T1, the first term, sum of the first 3 terms will give us 6 plus 18 plus what? 50 what? 54, because our T1 is equal to this. So this will give us what? This plus this will give us 54 plus 18. This will give you 12, and this will give us 72. So that will give us 72 plus 6 will give us what? 78. So our final result is going to be what? 78. Remember, when you are solving this question in your JAMB, you will not be required to use calculator. So you have to learn to solve your mathematics without calculation. So this is one of those questions you see when you solve geometric progression. As we progress, we are still going to take more and more questions under geometric progression as we walk down to your exam date. I hope you find this interesting. If you did, I want you to share this and also let your friends come to learn about what we are doing in helping JAMB students pass their exams, especially mathematics. I want to see where all JAMB students taking mathematics get a 35 or 38 over 40 out of their examination, JAMB exam, and that is my goal. As you look forward to having that in your score, continue to watch our channel, and also make sure you watch all the sample questions we're giving to you, because they are all JAMB pass questions. We look forward to seeing you in our next video. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, subscribe so that you can get frequent notification of our videos once they chunk out. Look forward to seeing you in the next.